Hello, Akko here again. Welcome to episode 17 of my Feed the Beast 1.5.2 beta, version 0.5. I'm in a Mystcraft age. I wrongly presumed last episode that it was bugged. It wasn't bugged at all. It was made as new features that I wasn't aware of. I'm going to show you what they are when I go back, but for now I just wanted to check if things worked, and I came into the first age, so I've got a link in book there, and I'll show you how I made that as well. But let's have a little explore here, and of course I just crashed coming into here and it reset my minimap options, so I need to change this all again. Square map on, radar, hostiles off, done. It put me into cheat mode again as well for some reason. Okay, so now I need to add a waypoint, which I believe is B, yep, and we'll call that book 1k. Okay, so I've got a waypoint here now, cool. Got night, got dark quick, didn't it? So the first thing we've got here is the Farmcraft dungeon, which is pretty cool. This is... oh, that was a little nether spider, wasn't it? This is a nether age by the look of it, but there's a mushroom biome over there. These little things, by the way, I've seen these in nether before. I've never killed one, but I've seen Direwolf kill one, and... come here, you. Die for the cause. Oh, it takes some killing, don't they? I'm lagging like a bastard, aren't I? Come here. Where's he going? Alright, I'm having issues, aren't I? Oh, certainly having some kind of lag issues. There we go. Killing one of them guys gives you leather and raw imp hide, which I should be showing you another episode rather than a... yeah, so 4 of them can make 2 normal leather. And you can make, oh, look at that, protection and fire protection. That's pretty sweet, isn't it? That's a pretty sweet early game once you first get into nether. Feather falling, fire protection, projectile, blast, sweet. That's quite nice. Quite nice. Hello. So I've got nether animals. So it's definitely a nether biome. That's a ghast over there, look. No idea what this is. Not a nether fortress. It is indeed a nether fortress. Awesome. Come here. Come here, ghast. The day and night cycle seems pretty quick. What are you doing? Oh, what am I doing? Should maybe do this when I'm not lagging quite so much. I'll have them couple of ghast tears. Thank you very much. Right, so we've got another fortress in here. That's quite bizarre, isn't it? So there's maybe going to be some blaze spawners and stuff in. There's one of them big spiders. He's going to come and get me, isn't he? Yeah. Get off. I can hear blazes as well. So I think there's definitely blaze spawners in there. Holy shit! Holy shit! That's new and interesting. Get off! Get off! This lag really ain't helping me. Right. Gas. There's a gas back. I can hear blazes. This is terrifying. I've got some weld errors. Right. Okay, I'm going to be back in a bit when I've stopped lagging. We'll do a little explore of this though. That was just shit attempt to try and knock that back. Come on. Ouch. Get off, mate. Just die instead. I think it's Natura that maybe adds the increased drop rate on gas tiers as well, because they don't normally drop like that. Right, I should check in there first. What we're really looking for is a library. And that's the one. There's no I've got no negative effects here either as well, which is quite good for a randomly created world. Yeah, what we really want to see is an abandoned library, which is what we come to random worlds for. There should be one within a few hundred meters, unless that's changed, of course. There should be one within a few hundred meters of the initial spawn point. This is a weird world, isn't it? So mushroom biomes don't actually spawn any mobs. So this is a mixture of mushroom and hell biome, which is bizarre, to say the least. This is taking a while to load in, of course. What we can do is we can scoot around. We can also look at we've got a big map, of course, as well. That gives you a bit of view of what's going on, and can help you see things like the abandoned libraries. Is that a snowy biome over there? Let's go have a look at this snowy biome. It is a snowy biome indeed. Weird stuff. So I've got a source of blaze powders over here, even though I've got blaze rods over there as well. Right, I'm having a quick look for structures on the big map there. That certainly seems to be more, what do you call it? Nether fortress. Bizarre. Really bizarre. And of course, because I'm actually generating these chunks, it's taking a while to look. Have a little nosy what's down there. Does it look interesting under there? Worth quarrying, perhaps? Well, it's flat as well, which is also really worth quarrying. So this is maybe a really good... Oh, yeah. What if it has all nether quartz and stuff with it being a hell... you know... No. I've got all turned round, haven't I? So I spawned over there, did I? That's weird. Don't know how I've managed to get here from where my initial spawn point was. Big spiders. Right, yeah, the day-night cycle seems pretty short. So that's allegedly it's where I spawned. So there's a dark node over there. That's probably that Mystcraft dungeon there where we spawned in. Oh, this is not going ideal, is it? Go on, load in, please, world. So I've got all turned around there. So yeah, there's my book. And that dark node you can see there is going to be inside that Mystcraft Barrow Hill. There you go. There's a dark node. What we're looking for though is a library of some kind. Right, I should maybe fly around a bit off camera, sort this lag out. It's probably because I'm uploading still, but I was being a bit impatient and wanted to start recording. So, right, I'll find an abandoned dungeon. No, not an abandoned dungeon at all. I'll find an abandoned library and show you what's in it when I find it. So I'll see you in a little while. Okay, back again, and I'm actually back at my base. I've been at my base for a few hours doing I've been doing some Mystcraft research, some Towncraft research and stuff. I've added a few more things here. I've got a couple more of the Thermic Tinkerer stuff. One of the dislocation there. I've actually made one of them, but it takes a lot of damage. So I've scrubbed the enchant. I'm going to scrub the enchant off it and try and get repair on that. Oh, I'll make another one. I don't know yet. I finally got repair on this Volume sword, so now I can add that looting to it, and I'll have a looting-free repair sword. I do, of course, want to get looting onto my face stabber there at some point. That means that needs a nether star now to get something else on that though. So once I get a nether star, the first nether star I get, we'll probably add looting to that, looting 3. Speaking of Tinker's construct weapons, this is broken. This is my shovel. It was now because it's got moss on it. I fully broke this when I was clearing out the grass out there, amongst other things. I did a lot of that with a filler, but I did some of it by hand, and I fully broke it. So these have only got real low. I just made this with like spare bits, obsidian ingots I had and stuff. They've only got real low HP. There's something like 1500, where that's got like 3000. Sorry, 120 odd I think these have got. But that broke, and then it started regenning. And it regen to full because I never dealt with it. And because it regened off the moss, even though it was broken, it now won't repair. So it's still broken, look, it don't work. But it's bar's full, so I think I'll have to bin that. So That's something to be aware of with them. I've just left it on that table because it looks good. I made another one on tables as well. I've got it in my bees. The Angry Bee episode I made, quite ironically, about 10 minutes after I finished it, I got 2 Pure Diligence, 1 in each apiary. So I've got Pure Diligence running in here, and I've also got a couple of spare Pure Diligence because I had some in that side as well, and I've even got a 3rd Pure Diligent. So I was complaining for ages, and all of a sudden I had Diligence out coming up my nose. I've got another one about tables there. I just keep my Bealizer on there out of the way, so that's carry it all the time because I only use it when it's here. I like them tables. You can tell, can't you? I like them quite a lot. Right, let's move on to the Mystcraft stuff then. Back to Mystcraft. This episode is going to be mostly Mystcraft then. The things I got wrong in the last episode that I presumed were bugs, which is foolish. I should have checked the wiki more. I did look at the wiki, but I looked at the wrong bit. I looked at the one that said about making the link book the old way, but what I did, I managed to make a descriptive book, as you've seen. The world, we'll be going back there in a minute, and there is a abandoned library about 250 metres away from where I entered, so that's pretty cool. There's this new thing that I actually made. I think I mentioned it. It was behind these soul cages. I mentioned it, but didn't know what it was for. It turns out this is really important, this thing. It's called an ink mixer, as you can see on the top right there. If we open the mod, this information was given to me from an FTB forum poster called Trunks, so thank you very much for that. I went back to the wiki and actually searched for ink mixer, and that showed me the things that the ink mixer can make. Well, there's a couple of things here that I was doing wrong. Now there is this unlinked link book. Now remember when I said the link modifier used to add stuff, and instead it was going to add something back in that has the same functionality that this used to have. This is just a creative spawn thing now. Well, that's what the ink mixer does. There's a couple of things it can do. The first thing is it needs ink, so there's a vial there, there's also a vial in there, so I put 2 vials in it. Obviously it filled that up with ink. What I can do now is I can get, is it a bit of leather or a bit of paper? I think it's a bit of leather. Where's my leather gone? There it is. I get a bit of leather, put that in there. Was it a bit of leather? It was maybe not a bit of leather. It was a bit of paper, wasn't it? Yes, it was a bit of paper. Paper. I've got no paper. I'll pinch a bit of paper up there. Okay. So what I do is I put a bit of... I've got a bit of paper in there. Put a bit of paper in there. So a bit of paper and a bit of ink gives you this thing called a link panel. You see there, it took the ink and it refilled it with this spare one that I have there. So each one of these things gets you a link panel. So let me get... In fact, let me get... I've not got much... I've got no ink left at all, in fact. Let's get some more ink sacks. So ink sacks are quite important for this. So I can only make one of these at the minute, but what I can do now with that link panel is I can do a couple of things. One of them is I could combine that with a bit of leather, and that gets me the unlinked link book that you see there. Once I've got that in my inventory, put that on your bar, right click it, that becomes a linking book. So that's how you get your linking books now. The other thing you can do with it is you can put it in your bookbinder. That creates as a descriptive book. So there we go. So there's a descriptive book. I can't really go anywhere with this one yet because, of course, I need a linking book to get back. So can I take that back out of there? I can take that back out of there. So what we'll actually do is I'll make it into a linking book. So there's an unlinked book, and then to actually make it linked, just get it in your hand. Right click it, there we go, that's now a linking book that'll bring me back to this spot. So I've got my book there that takes me to World 1, I guess. Doesn't tell me which book, doesn't tell me what it is anymore. But, that'll be Age 1, I presume. And then I've got the linking book at the other end there that'll send me back, and I can carry that as a spare linking book. Just take me back home if I need one. So yeah, that's the bits I was missing. The other thing this can do is the things that this used to be able to do. So if I put ink in, and then I put in... There's a few items. There's one that's unknown, well, unknown according to the wiki, and that's the one that makes it a following book. Now a following linking book means it don't drop on the floor, so following is really useful. So once I work out what that is, I'll probably be using that. Ender pearls do something. What ender pearls make it so that they're intralinking. So an ender pearl intralinking means I could use a book in this dimension. Now if I tried using this linking book, a couple of things will happen. One is, this is greyed out because we're in the same dimension. So standard, you can only travel between different dimensions. So I could go to, if I was in the Nether, I could get back here with this, or if I was in a Mystcraft age, or if I was in the End, I could use this book to get back to this room. But if this was intralinking, I could use this here, and it'd get me back there. Because it's not following, wherever I used it, it'd drop on the floor, which is why we use stands. But if I also made it following, it wouldn't drop on the floor, it'd come with me as well. So really useful. So I'm going to try and work out what the, I'm going to have a search about, try and work out what the following one is. Then once you've got a following intralinking link book, you can get back to your house whenever you want, from anywhere. Really cool. Pretty powerful, which is why I think they made it a bit more difficult than it was. So for example, I could put like a stack of ender pearls in there. It's not guaranteed to make it intralinking. The percentage chance per ender pearl, so I presume I'm going to need a lot of ink as well. So I'm going to look into getting some ink. So now I've got a spare linking book there. One thing I am missing from Red Power is the canvas bags. I used to have a lot of canvas bags in there that I could sort all my stuff into separate. I'm having to leave. I always carry a filler. I don't really need to be honest, but I could do with some kind of bag that I suppose I could go into the config and I'll ask Tom to and set an adventurer's bag to carry certain things. But I used to have like a bag for tools, a bag for Mystcraft stuff. Saying that though, there is pack. Let's have a look. There is of course, there's the apiarist one we've used. I've got the miners and the diggers and the hunters on me. There's a forester's one. I collect flowers and stuff, I guess. And yeah, there's a thaumaturge's one that I'll collect thaumcrafty stuff. But I don't know if there's anything that I'll collect Mystcraft stuff. Computer engineers, so I think that might carry things like the assembly table, like circuits and stuff. Maybe, it might be something to do with computer craft. Actually make more sense, wouldn't it? Trackman's and I don't know what Iceman's is. Oh, Trackman sounds like real craft, doesn't it? Right, anyway, enough babbling. Let's go back to this world I was earlier. Now I'm quite impressed with this world. Couple of reasons. One is I've got no debuffs. And generally that really is fast, isn't it? Look at that. Must be like half length or something. Because that's really, the sun really shifts. No debuffs. So generally if a world's going to decay, it's got debuffs as well. So the fact I've got no debuffs, I think this has got no decay either. So I think this is a stable world, which means it's an awesome mining world. Of course, I said earlier this might have nether quartz. Of course, it's normal. It's because it's got grass and stone and stuff. It's not actually made out of nether rack and stuff, is it? So even though it's a hell biome and I've got hell spawn mobs, it's actually more like a plains where it comes to the actual things it's made out of. Let's jump in here out of the way. Before we go any further, let's get some torches and have a look down here. So them torches should stop things spawning. I'll just have another one over there just because that's dark enough for things to spawn naturally. And we'll see what loots we've got in here. Didn't mean to do that. Infinity, that's very nice. Put that on my bow. I've got a bow in there that's got no infinity on it, I think. Yep. So I can add that infinity to that bow there. Very tidy. Sapphires will take. Red garnets, green sapphires, yellow garnets. I suppose I should probably take all this, but I don't want to fill my bag up straight away. Take all that steel. Ah, fuck it. Well, I'll leave that. Them books actually, you get quite a lot of them. This chest over here might have like 6 or 7 in. We'll have a look in a minute. But see, they've got quite a few aspects on there if you just want to use them for aspects, if nothing else. The Tempest one at the end there is quite awkward to get. There you go. Look, we've got. Oh, wonderful! I should have got these earlier. Got some Oblivion frames back, so I won't get as angry doing B stuff as I was earlier. If you watched my other episode yesterday, yeah, I apologise for that episode. It's probably the most negative episode I've ever put out, to be honest. I don't like doing negative stuff. You won't see a lot of that from me, I hope, unless I become bitter and twisted the longer I play. I don't know. The problem I've got there now is, of course, I've got like a bag nearly full of stuff and I haven't even gone anywhere. Let's stick them in there. Knowledge fragments are important. I can dump some of the rest of this if I need to. What I need to do is I need to get a second ender pouch connected to my sorting system. So then I can have the second ender pouch in the first ender pouch, and I can use that to send things back to base whenever I want, rather than getting stuck like I am. These little bastards. These are quite dangerous. I was in the nether. I got some quartz as well. It was because I was uploading, I was just lagging too much here, so I thought I'd go do some of this shit. So I did a lot of Farmcraft research. I did a bit of quartz mining in the nether to try and get 30 levels. I mined into some fire, into some lava, and actually died. But I managed to dig myself a little hole, so when I died, all my stuff was in the little hole that I dug. So I didn't lose anything at all. But I got assaulted by some of these spiders at one point, and they're dangerous little bastards. Oh shit, oh shit. Fuck off. You see there's XP everywhere. How far I aggroed them pigmen then? Right. Danger zone. Where's my base? My books over that. Ooh, piss off. Thanks. Little piggy men. So if I remember correctly, I believe this direction should yield what are you? Should yield an abandoned library. Unless I've got myself turned around. Still loading in really bad, isn't it? That doesn't happen when I'm not recording, so I think that's the stress of it, recording and trying to load stuff as well. So yeah, it's making this a little bit trickier. I promise, I did find. Is that it over there? That looks square, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks like it, doesn't it? See over there that we're heading towards. So there should be. There we go. That's what your abandoned library looks like. So if we look, we're just about 300 meters away from the spawning point, and they generally are within a few hundred meters, between 200 and 400 meters. You'll generally find one of these guys. Sometimes I've got mobs up top, so be careful when you come in. And this is where you get your pages from. You can get them from NPC trades. I like to get mine from these. What I should have done: spontaneous explosions. That sounds bad, but if you want to make like a really unstable world, adding things like spontaneous explosions will actually bring the instability down. So you could add things that are. Some things add instability, like for example, diamond ore will add instability, like diamond ore tendrils. But adding something like spontaneous explosions will reduce some of that stability that gets added by other stuff. So you can use them to counteract stability. Magenta is a colour modifier for sky and stuff like that. So looks like there's the only two we've got there. But of course, there's also in one corner over there. We've already got it there, but it's either in this corner or that corner. You'll always get a chest in these. And if we look in the chest, some more pages. So we've got our first plains biome, ice plains. We've got obelisk, which is a feature. We've got north, which is a direction. No seas, that's pretty cool. Obsidian block. Interesting. Dirt block. So I've got a couple of materials there. So I am going to have to dump some of this stuff, aren't I? You can go in there. I'll come back for it. I want to get everything. So until I've got duplicate pages, what I should have actually done is I should have been a notebook. I should have brought a notebook with me. What I'm going to actually do is I'll cut the camera a sec. I'll be back. I'm going to go back, dump all this shit in the base, make an actual spare notebook. I'll be back and I'll show you what I do with that. Here we are then. I've got 3 bits of leather on me, which I could have easily got from killing some of them little pig things. I'm going to call them nether pigs, I think. Nether cows. Are they pigs or cows? I still don't know. Well, they give a lot of leather anyway, so I could have just killed some of them, but I wanted to empty my inventory anyway, so leather, like that, 3 leather, what that gets you is a blank notebook. Now, a notebook, as I showed you before, I actually named the one that I had in the overworld. I named them all in the, all the ones that I had are named in the writing table, so we can at some point sort all these out. But what I want to do is just, with that on my bar there, right click, that opens it up. What I can do is just put all them in there, like so, and rather than having to carry around loads of separate pages, I've got now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 20. Room for 36 pages per journey. That can stick in there out of the way. And while I'm here, because books are useful, it'll save me making a load. Now, I think this is one of the reasons for the change. Before, you could just make linking books using books, and of course, the first time you come to a library, you've got as many books as you ever need. Whereas now, linking books are made with paper. I don't think you can break books down into paper other than an uncrafting sale, which of course costs levels. So it means you need a paper source rather than just having all these free books. These are still useful if we're running an auto enchanter to get enchantments onto the books and stuff. And of course, for making bookcases, other decorative stuff. I don't think you can actually make these into paper. I could be mistaken. But we've got all these different fancy coloured bookcases, of course. Redstone book, I don't know if I mentioned that before. That's really cool. That's for the Bibliocraft bookcases. You can actually use a redstone book in there, which will give a redstone signal out. So you could actually use that as a lever to a secret door. Very, very medieval castle secret door. Pull the right book out of the bookshelf to get into the back cave kind of thing. Really sweet. What was that? That was a grinder. Interesting. That's I've got the GregTech recipe showing for that. It looks like my configs have reset. Because say the GregTech recipes. See there, the auto enchanter needs highly advanced machine block, which uses chrome plates and stuff, which is why we didn't have it. Shit, wrong button. Right, so it looks like my configs have reset as well. That's an issue then. Not only my configs reset, all my map and stuff reset, doesn't it? Well, looks like my configs have reset as well. Okay, so I need to change them back to the thermal expansion settings. So now what I could do is I could fly around. I ain't got a lot of power in my jetpack, but I could fly around looking for another. Ooh, snow, pretty. I could fly around looking for another abandoned library, but you're actually better off. I find this is just a matter of preference. Some people will just keep flying around or go in a particular direction until they find another one. I personally prefer just to make more random worlds. You can always delete them again out of your config and stuff. Not your config, out of your DAT files. You can delete the DAT files, so you can get rid of the actual space you've searched. But I personally found it quicker to just keep generating new random worlds and looking around that 400 meters around your spawn point mark to try and find another abandoned library that way. But that's just personal preference. Some people like to really look at the main world, the first world they've got on that. The fact that this is flat and full of oil as well. Look at all the oil, man, in the desert. There's loads of it. Because this is flat and stable, I think I'm going to set up a quarry here and actually keep this world and tell the other guys about it. See if they want to come quarry here so we don't have to damage the overworld. The other guys aren't playing so much, by the way. I think it's partly because they expect this world's going to get scrubbed when Feed the Beast pack gets more stable. So I said, the FTB guys have said plenty of times that don't get too attached to the world because there's a good chance they might have to be wiped before we get a proper 1.6 pack and stuff. So I think that's kind of making it so that they don't really care that much about investing time just in case it all gets wiped again. So beyond my jetpack's run out. Beyond having a look, see what's what, I think they're not that bothered about spending too much time here. Of course, because I make videos, it gives me a bit of a purpose. It gives me something to just make stuff fox. Even if I end up destroying it all, I've still fire bat. Ooh. Get off me. Even if I end up destroying it all, I've still, even at this point, I think I've made enough that it was worth making even if I destroy it all, you know what I mean? So I'm about 500 metres away. I've got another Foundcraft hill. Oh, look at that. We've got some of the new Magic Bees halves there. Unfortunately, I've left my bloody scoop out back at the base. Is there anything that gives wool? No. We've got another thingy there though, look. Excellent. So we've got some of these. These are new. These Magic Bees. He's added, I think there's 6 new hive types. Should we have a quick look? So if you remember me saying yesterday, magic bee, Thalmic bees is being renamed as magic bees. So if you've got found crafting, it's still reliant on it, but if you haven't got found crafting, you can still have it. So I think the found craft recipes are there if found craft's available. That makes sense, doesn't it? I hope that makes sense. What we've got curious, unusual, and resonating hives there. So 3 new hives. It looks like pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, sweet. I'll have to come back and get some of them. And while I'm here, let's get in this guy. Oh, creeper. Hello. First one I've seen here. That is a farm. Yeah, it is. It has to be because it's a flat land. Nothing else it could be. I've done that again. As if I've done that again. Who shot me? Cheeky bugger. Hello. Right, let's jump down here. Sort some lights out. Can be quite dangerous because you can jump down there sometimes and find yourself next to like 3 creepers or something. Always fun. So loads more stuff going to fill up my inventory that I don't really want. I'm leaving the garnet. Screw it. I bet one day I'll need garnet and think, no. Meh. I'll take the steel, take the silver, and protection 1. Yeah, another oblivion frame, some more fragments, another protection 1. Can make that into protection 2, I suppose. These are just, yeah. I think I've got one of each of these, so I don't need any more of them. Energy systems. I think I've got. Yeah, I think there's 7 Greg Tech books, and I think I've got all 7 of them. So of course I've got no jetpack, so I have to climb out of here manually. It's a bloody chore. Right. Let's get out of here. See how many times I fall down there before I give up and actually dig my way out. The answer was 1 time. Right. Let's go see oil again. Oil everywhere. Could really do a number with this oil, you know. I've got the. I think I've got enough infrastructure that I could start using tesseracts to send this oil. I mean, that's oil there as well. Look. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Let me out. I've got enough infrastructure that I could start using tesseracts to pump oil back to my base and refine it into fuel. I mean, there is literally oil everywhere. Very interesting. Very interesting. Right, let's clear this guy out. We got snow block. Right, so first of all, I want my book on my bar there. And let's put them books up there for now. Them enchanting books can go there. That oblivion frame, that knowledge fragment, and the paper can go there. Right. So snow block. So another material. 0 length, which is good because if you want to make a permanent day world, you want a 0 length sun. Gradient. That's a special one on its own. That you can set like a colour that's got a gradient to it. I don't really understand it. I've never actually used it, but I know that's on the list of like sections. That's got one of its own. So this time, the chest over this side instead. Grab all the books. Sometimes you can find like a notebook in the chest as well. That's got like 7 or 8 pages already in it, which is pretty cool. So the chance. So the one we saw just had pages in it, but there is a chance of having a semi-filled notebook in there as well. Pretty nice. I do like this age we found. As a first age, it's probably the most stable age I've ever seen. I don't know if that's a change in the way they've done it, and they're all a bit more stable now, because the ones I've seen in the past compared to this have been bloody terrible. Mushroom biome, nice. Yellow. Tiled biome. Tiled biome's like checkerboard, so if you pick the tiled biome, biome control that is, then you just have 2 biomes. So you'd have to pick like jungle hills and mushroom, and then it'll just checkerboard between them. Crystal block, sweet. That lets us get the crystals to make actual portals instead of using the book stands. So that's a really good page, that the crystal one. So let's open up our notebook, dump all them in there. There we go, nice and tidy. And we can put that back in there for now. Fill out a stack of books. So I'm running out of space. Time to head back, I think. Should probably get some blaze power while I'm out in this desert. I'll pinch a bit as I go by. I've got a little bit of space left, haven't I? Let's nudge a couple of these as we go by. And start making our way back to the overworld, I think. Something that's showing overworld. I keep banging on about something else NEI that showed you that I liked, NEI plugins. I remembered what it was, and it doesn't actually work as well as I expected it to. It's, do you know, the applied energistics auto crafting. Well, to fill a craft pattern. Is that more oil? It is more oil. Shit hell. Get off me, skeletons. They're fighting each other, I think. To fill the crafting pattern, you can just use a little question mark. That's on the NEI plugins to populate the thing. But it doesn't actually. I thought you could just do it off that and not have to actually. I'll show you when I get back to the base. I made one anyway just to have a look at it, and it doesn't actually work as I'd heard it does. So it's not quite as good as I thought it was. But the other thing that I kept saying, I remembered something from NEI plugins that was useful. I remember what it is. It turns out it's not as useful as I thought it was. So I should shut up about it. I'm liking this planet. I really am. Planet, age, you know what I mean. So we're doing like a 500 meter circle-ish. Well, if I find anything else, I'm not going to be able to fit much more in my inventory. So let's head back. Right. Should I cut or should I keep talking? I'll keep talking. What should I talk about? Oh no, I put myself under pressure. Okay, I'll cut and I'll be back when I'm back in the overworld. And I've tidied my inventory a bit. Safely back at my house, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my levels up and stick that looting book. Once there, it's going to cost 12. There we go, repair 2 and looting 3. That's a nice little sword I can just keep in my bag. Use an Enderman or ink to get ink from squid, as I've just been and got some. I should have maybe gone and got some after I did that, but there we go. So that can go in the bag there, and I've got a nice little looting 3 sword. Like I say, I'll be putting looting onto that one day, but we're well away from withers at the minute. So notebook, what we can do with the notebook now then is put the notebook in there. You see it has all these pages here. What we can do now is we can put the pages into the right place. That's one way of doing it. I mean, we can't do it like that at all. I'm lying. What I want to do is, now we're back here safely, put all these back in our inventory. That's what we should be doing. Like so. You can copy pages using a notebook like that, but I don't know if I couldn't drag them out of there, so I was making things up. Right, Jungle Hills biome. Wants to be in biomes, of course. Mushrooms biome, yeah. No. Snow block. Colour. Direction. Material. Gradient. Direction. Oh, crystal block. I wonder if that's a material then, or if it's a feature. That's it's a biome controller, so that's near the front. Ice plains biome, there we go. So that's all we've got for biomes. So once you've got them all set up like that, if you press your middle space bar, oh, cool. Press your middle mouse button, middle space bar, press your middle mouse button, it sorts your inventory if you do it over there, but you used to sort your inventory wherever you did it, and now if you do it over there, it'll put them in a nice little tidy order, in alphabetical order as well. That's kind of cool. That helps when you start getting them real busy. So let's get all these stuffed in here, and the episode's getting long, which I didn't expect it to. I thought I'd be about 10 minutes in, but I've just uploaded while I was having my tea. I just didn't upload it all. I just put all the separate bits of the video in, and we're up to 36 minutes, so I need to get on with this. Well, I'll put tiled biomes in there. I'll do the rest off camera, but you get the drift. You get the drift. We haven't got enough pages to make anything useful yet, so at the minute we're just collecting. And then if you want to copy these, what you do is you put them in there. As long as it's got paper and ink, you can copy the biome. You can copy them. I can't quite remember what to do though. I have to check. It's been like I say, it's been a while. You can copy all the pages you want to your notebook, and then you can go and put them in a descriptive book in the bookbinder by taking them out and putting them in the right order. So that's how you do that. I'll leave that for now. Just want to cover the thing that I was talking about. These are the two ME blocks that are not connected to power. You've got the pattern encoder and the preformatter. The preformatter I mentioned earlier, that we'll be using that to preformat Oh, I showed you. I showed it in fact, didn't I? Did I pre-format anything? Don't think I did. But that works in conjunction with the storage cell that's actually downstairs at the minute. But that's how you pre-format things. You put your storage cell in there, you add what you want to put onto that, and then you give it a name, and then that cell will only accept what items you put there. Really good. The other thing is the pattern encoder, and what I was talking about is I heard that because of any AI plugins, if you go, for example, if you wanted to add that recipe, you click on that and it puts the ghosts of the item into there. Now I thought, from the way I heard that pressing the question mark there, you could actually encode it onto a pattern, onto a blank pattern, but you can't encode. You still actually need to put the items in there, like so. And I need some wool. Let's do it. Let's do it. So that, but it'll give you an idea what you need to put in. But you still actually have to put the items, as far as I can tell, you have to actually physically put the items in there to be able to encode it. So there we go. Crafts 1 ME fuzzy storage bus with 4 wool, 1 ME storage bus. And you can get rid of these patterns again just by shift right clicking like you can with the thing that makes it blank. And that guy is made with glowstone quartz. So you need quite a few stacks. I mean, ME crafting, you're going to end up with pages of the stuff, and each one of these patterns takes a quartz. So your quartz is often your limiting factor with an ME network. Right, I just made some buses as well. Just while I was at it, the buses have changed a bit since the versions that are in Ultimate. I'm 100%, well, I'm not 100%, I'm 99% sure that the versions in Ultimate didn't have these different types. We've got different types now, so we've got import, export, we've got basic import, export, and storage bus, and then we've got variants thereof. These are as such. Also, if you notice that the cable isn't covered anymore. Now, you can cover the cable with wool, so if I put that cable in there, that'll make it like the old stuff, like it was in Ultimate in 1.4.7. There's 1.5 version, it comes uncovered, and you can cover it if you want. So, oh, I seem to have made one. I didn't really mean to make one. Shit. Oh, you can take that back, but you don't get the wool back. Okay, that's good to know. So, there's that. Couple of things we can do with these. There's 3 types of bus now. So your basic one, let's have a quick look. So if we was putting that onto an inventory, for example, if we was adding it to this chest, there we go. So that's a basic import bus. It turns out I've added 2 there. That's got no interface. I can't click on that. All that'll do is anything in the network, anything in that chest will get sucked into the network. Remember, import imports into the network, so that's not importing into the chest, it's pulling from the chest, importing into the network. So there's one, and then the other thing we've got here is the export. The export bus is the same. That has got an interface, and you can have one item in there. So that'll export one item from the ME network into that chest. So you can only specify one single item in that. So they're the basics, and they're going to do a single item at a time. And then we can upgrade them. There's 2 types of upgrade. There's, if we look at the first one, you've got precision, which is just your basic with a processor, and then you've got fuzzy export, precision import, precision export. Yeah, fuzzy export. Fuzzy export is the diamond. Precision export is the gold processor. So if we make a gold one, I don't actually need to make a fuzzy one, but I'll explain what it is once I've made the... Got the wrong one there, didn't I? I'll explain what it is once I've made one. So if we get our normal export, like so, combine it with a gold, one of the basic processors, that becomes a precision export bus, and these work the same. What that does now, if we put it onto this chest, you see that now, that's the one that was a standard one in the previous version. That you can set 8 different items, you can set it to move stacks, you can set it to single items or craft only, you can set it to have redstone interaction. So that's the one that was the basic one in previous 1.4.7 versions. So 1.6 has changed them, and then the difference between the precision and the fuzzy is the precision will only take, for example, if we was putting in quartz cutting knives, now the precision would only take the exact copy of that. So that That precision would only move if I set that in there. Let's put that down again. So if I set that to be an item in there, that could only export quartz cutting knives with that exact durability. You get me? So what the fuzzy does is the fuzzy will take a quartz cutting knife with any durability. So it'll take a full one with like 2 hits left on it. So that's what the fuzzy does. So you're probably not going to need fuzzy for most things. A lot of the time you're going to want I've lost some bits. Have I left them somewhere? I thought I had more bits in. Oh, there they are. Cool. Most of the time the precision's going to do you. Sometimes, of course, the basic's going to do you when you still need to put one item at a time in. But to move stacks at a time, you need the precision. And then if you've got MBT data, it's called, that's what determines the durability. That's what stores the durability, I believe. If you want to interact with MBT data, then you need the fuzzies. Right, I'm going to leave it there. As always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you watching my videos, and I hope I keep them entertaining for you. I've got a few dislikes on my Grumpy Bees one. It's well deserved. I'll try not to be that negative again. It's not really my style, but it was pissing me off a little bit. But now at least I've got the Nova frame, so I can speed things up again. And I've also got Noble Bees. Hooray! So I've got Diligent and Noble growing there now. So the next step will be it'll be Unweary and Majestic. Right. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye.